So I think that non-duality is the most beautiful subject there is. I'm totally in love with the subject and get so excited talking about it. I think it's so beautiful to really collapse into what's happening. And in what's happening, in this moment, it becomes apparent that there's nobody having an experience here. There is wholeness, boundlessness having an experience. There's nobody that's been having a separate experience. This has been one energy's expression. This has been life's expression, which is totally full and complete. It never felt incomplete. It's so creative life that it's created humans that feel incomplete. It creates a human that over time it's developed self-awareness, and through developing self-awareness and language, it began to believe that it was a thought. It was something in time. And then there became an energy in the body that expressed that. I am a good person, I am a bad person, I am a right person, I am a wrong person, I am a tall person. And the way that our language works is in comparison, is in comparing to another object. So, I am good in comparison to this person. I am bad in comparison to that person. I am right in comparison to that person. Without a comparison, we wouldn't be able to define ourselves. I am happy compared to what I was yesterday. I am sad compared to what I was yesterday. I would like to be more happy in the future. Everything we think about ourselves, when you really look at it and really analyze it, it's all about seeking and comparison. What we're seeking to be. We identify with these certain characteristics, with these certain behaviors, and then we seek to complete those behaviors. So if you identify with sailing a boat around the world, then you seek to complete that. If you identify with being powerful, then you seek to complete that. If you identify with being lazy, then maybe you seek to become less lazy. If you identify with being a victim, you'll seek an abuser, or you'll seek to not be a victim. Khaleesi's just barking, I have to let her in. So if you seek to be the good person, then you'll always be seeking out that. You'll be seeking out to show that you're good. And you'll be demonizing other people to show that you're good. You'll be putting other people down and holding yourself up higher. And it doesn't mean that you don't do it generally. Like if somebody smashed into your car, you need to define that that's not good. Or if somebody's stolen all your money, then that can be defined. But it's when you identify, it's when this energy identifies, this is who I am, and the world really is seen like that. That you are good and they are bad. And it's amazing what seeking does and how it veils everything. So on the surface you might feel like you like to be social and you like to go out, but often if that's investigated, like the socializing and wanting to go out and wanting to connect and wanting partners, when it's really investigated, deep down you feel a deep sense of loneliness, and that loneliness is always looking outside. And then when you get company, when you socialize and when you're with people and when you have a partner, that feels fulfilled, so it's like great pleasure. It doesn't mean that bodies can't be social bodies, but it's just investigating what's there and what the seeker does. It's so amazing the way it plays. It's so sneaky. And if you want to see yourself as a good person, then even if you're acting badly or being a pain in the butt, you'll still seek out what the other person's done, and that you're that you're a good person, they're a bad person. So you'll always be looking in that light. If you're wanting to be successful at work, and there's always this drive for being successful at work, there's more than likely deep down this lack there, this sense that you're not enough if you don't do that, that this adds to you in some way. And it's so strong, it's not even, like I say it in thoughts, but it's not even something that you can think about. You can't even think about it. It's like an impulse in the body. And it's so strong to go out and get or do. Be something, be something. You wouldn't even be conscious of it. What the person is conscious of is what it's going for, the woman it's going for, or the object it's going for. It's never conscious of what's underneath that there's discomfort or anxiety. When it gets into this subject, maybe it becomes more conscious of that, because the teacher points it out. And in a way, that's an important part. Even though there is nobody that awakens, the person eats itself, and part of the way that it gets deconstructed is that these patterns become really clear, and then the patterns stop acting themselves out. The reason that they act themselves out is because they're unconscious. When it's seen really clearly that seeking for the lover or seeking for the friends or seeking for the food is never going to complete you, it simply brings pleasure, and pleasure's okay and you can move towards pleasure, but it only brings pleasure, then that energy begins to die. The illusion can only carry on while it's hidden. When it comes to light, it can't carry on, and then it's not the person that awakens. Awakening simply is already there, but as that person begins to collapse in, then it's seen as it is. That this is stillness expressing itself in movement. That this is that amness, and that amness is everywhere. Like that sense of being is everywhere and everything, and it's experiencing itself, but through these bodies. It's only this energy of the seeker and the separate entity which creates this feeling of being inside the body. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. All suffering comes from seeking. And it's not about you becoming not a seeker. You'll become depressed if you try to not be a seeker. While you're there, that's what you do. You seek. It's like telling a rabbit that it's not allowed to hop. While the seeker is there, that's what it does. It seeks. So it'll seek for this subject. It will seek for friends, lovers, money, whatever it is. You can never awaken, because who are you if you're not that seeker? I am Lisa and I am tall. The reason that that person defines itself as tall is because it's got to define itself as something in order to look for something else. That's not true. That's not who you are. That person appears in this. The character appears in this, but that's not the actual experiencer. And there can be a recognition that that person is only an appearance and not a separate entity. And then the energy later on after that normally collapses of seeking, of that constant looking in time for satisfaction. All that discomfort that you feel in the body, that exhaustion, comes from the layer upon layer of the seeker. So what is it now that looks? What is it now that hears? What is it now that feels? Don't look for an experience. It's not in experience. It's there. It's experiencing it. It cannot be seen, yet it is seeing, yet it is hearing, yet it is looking. But it cannot be grasped. The seeker can't turn around and look at it. The seeker's an experience appearing in it. Everything you think about yourself is seen. So you've got this person in the body, and it feels like I'm this person and I choose, and I'm behind the eyes and I move my attention. Oh, she's saying going to feelings, I'm moving my attention. It goes into feelings. But notice that that person that feels like it's in there, that feels like it's choosing and experiencing, is being experienced. It's being experienced. That's so exciting. It's such a different way from living. And in a way, this is activism. This is the social activism that so many seekers want. Like, this is the way that society changes, by the collapse of living in this separate reality.